It's time now for This Week in Rock and Roll History, brought to you by Tom Tayback. Take a moment to stroll with us down memory lane to the good old days, those rock and roll gold days.
Hi everybody, Tom Tayback here. Happy to be your tour guide going back to the good old days of soda shops and sock hops in the gym. Let's begin this trip back in 1955 when Leonard Chess signs Chuck Berry to a recording contract. Charles Edward Anderson Berry came highly recommended by Muddy Waters, whose real name was McKinley Morganfield. Also this week in 1955, Ray Charles hits the top of the R&B charts for the first time with I Got a Woman. Going to 1956, for the first time in Billboard history, the same 5 songs appear in the top 10 of both pop charts and R&B charts. Elvis Presley's Heartbreak Hotel, Carl Perkins' Blue Suede Shoes, Little Richard's Long Tall Sally, The Platters' Magic Touch, and Frankie Lyman's Why Do Fools Fall in Love. This week in 1958, a riot breaks out among the 5,000 teenagers in attendance at the Alan Free Big Beat Show in the Boston Arena. Freed is charged with exciting the riot and property damage. Moving forward to 1959, the Grand Ballroom of the Beverly Hilton Hotel has decided the very first Grammy Awards. Winners include Volare and the Chipmunk song 1960. Ben E. King leaves the Drifters and signs a solo contract with Atco Records. In 1961, the Marcel's version of Blue Moon hits number 1. This week in 1962, the Shirelles get a gold record for Soldier Boy. 1963, the up-and-coming Beatles scored their first number 1 in the UK with From Me to You. This week in 1964, the Beatles are no longer up-and-coming. They've arrived, and their second album hits number 1, just like the first. This happens after just its second week of release, setting a Billboard record. Also this week in 1964, Jerry and the Pacemakers make their U.S. television debut on The Ed Sullivan Show. 1965, after just 2 weeks on the charts, Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter hits number 1 for Herman's Hermits. The Supremes released Back in My Arms Again, which will become their 5th consecutive number 1 hit. Despite his vow that they would never be invited back, Ed Sullivan relents and has the Rolling Stones on his show again. And the Beatles are busy filming scenes with the British Army's 3rd Tank Division for their upcoming film, Help. In 1966, the Mamas and the Papas hit number 1 with Monday, Monday, a song the group, except for writer John Phillips, would say they didn't really like. Not only does it hit number 1, it also wins a Grammy for Best Pop Performance by a Group. And finally, this week in 1967, 32-year-old Elvis Presley marries 21-year-old Priscilla Below, whom he met in 1959 when she was just 14.
If this is your kind of music, you'll love my Rock and Roll Showcase, featuring trivia and stories about the rock and roll stars along with their charted hit singles at Podomatic.com or on YouTube. Podomatic.com or YouTube. Just search Tom Tayback. That's Tayback. Rock and roll is here to stay, baby.